Well, hello everybody. I am making this tutorial for helping you guys getting this game to properly work in full screen mode. And well, basically it's an add-on to a tutorial from Dominator because his tutorial was very detailed, very nicely done. But he basically suggested everybody to run the game in borderless Windows mode. Well, I have a suggestion to run it in normal full screen mode. It is going to be slightly slower than borderless Windows mode, at least that I have shown in my test so far, but it's worth the trade-off because you'll be able to use your mouse scroll ability in full screen mode, which you will not be able to do in Windows mode. So we are all familiar with the following crash. Let me demonstrate. I'm going to start up 0 hour, and when 0 hour is running, I'm going to minimize. Give me a moment, the game is going to run. So I'm going to start a game, single player, for test purposes. And then I'm going to minimize.
Welcome, General. Are you ready to begin?
Minimize 1. And maximize. Now the first time you minimize, nothing happens.
Let's
But
build.
let's say you want to minimize again, because for some reason somebody talked to you. Then generals crash. Everybody is familiar with it. You can only minimize generals once. If you minimize it the second time, it will crash on you. Well, I discovered a way of letting this game run in full screen mode without actually letting it crash. So there are two ways about this. One, you're going to run the game, you're going to run your monitor in a higher resolution than you run your game, or you're going to run your monitor in a lower resolution than you are going to run your game. So if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you can go to your NVIDIA control panel, and from there you're going to go to your three-dimensional settings, and you go to your DSR factors, and you're going to enable 120, 150. You're going to enable all these resolution options, so it will allow you to have your monitor in a higher resolution than it can actually support. That's why I now have more options available than my 4K monitor could normally support. Because when you check the resolution option, you can go all the way up to 8K now. But I only have a monitor which can support 4K. So quite neat, isn't it? So what I'm now going to do is run the game in a higher resolution. I'm going to select this. So this is going to be the default for monitor resolution, slightly higher than the game is going to run in. It's now at 4206 by 2366, my monitor, and now I'm going to run the game. Yeah, wait for it, it's going to take a little bit. It's not going to be much longer, I think. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Welcome, General. Are you ready to begin?
Let's build some stuff.
Building construction in China. We have big plans. Construction is complete. Generous. It will look real nice when it's done.
We'll tear
We have big plans.
Enemy tanks out there. Enemy tanks out there. Moving rocket launcher. Enemy tanks out there. Tank hunter here.
Okay. Now let's say somebody's talking to you in Discord, you want to reply. Let's go back. Normally you could do it once and that's about it. So now you reply to him and you're going back in the game. Game is going to run as normal. This is once.
I'm carrying the big targets.
But
yes, General.
He came back and he wants to talk to you again. Now we're going to minimize and now we're going to maximize. No issues.
Let's build. Of course.
So as you can see,
This supply source is depleted.
minimizing, maximizing is working. However, there is one issue though. When you maximize again,
Enemy tanks
now
out there?
your units will be in Alt Tab locked. So you have this thing which basically lets them
Let's find
go
the tanks.
on a
Moving rocket
waypoint.
launcher.
All you have to do is press the Alt key and then it's fixed. However, letting your monitor run in full resolution gives you a very big bonus. Normally you have to use your arrow keys to go up and down, side to side in windowed mode. Or you can use your mouse, press the right mouse button going from side to side to bottom to top, and that's it. However, now that you have full screen, you can use your mouse, go to the corner, and then the monitor will go that way. I mean, the game will go that way. And then to the other way, then to the bottom, then to the top. The game will function perfectly normal. So we're going to minimize again. Nothing is going to happen because I'm running the desktop in a higher resolution than the game. And then we'll maximize again and we're fixed. And I'm actually running this game at a very high resolution at 4K. So what if you don't have a 4K, basically a 4K setting? Well, then you can go to your desktop. So let's do the other way around. And you can set your desktop to run in a lower resolution than you're going to run your game. So let's say you have an HD desktop which can only run at 1080p. Well, then you're going to do is simply go down. In this case for me it's going to be 2560 by 1600 and then enable this. So even if you have an AMD graphics card, this is still going to work. You're going to have to just select your desktop in a low resolution. It looks horrible, I know, it doesn't look good at all, but bear with me, this is how you're going to have to do it. So now we're going to go into the game again. And the game still won't crash. I know for the recording currently it's looking horrible because you have this tiny screen, but that's just the way the recording tool works. There's nothing I can do about it. So now we're back in normal mode again, so everything is full screen. Up multiplayer. Let's go to skirmish. Start as China again.
Welcome, General.
Let's build.
Are you ready to begin?
China will grow larger.
Okay,
Building China has been the Chinese. Let's build.
let's build some stuff.
We have
Doesn't
big
really matter.
plans. Build orders complete, sir.
And let's increase the speed to
Construction is complete.
480 frames. Just for the giggles. Any on the screen? Let's minimize. Minimize once. Well, let's assume you talk to somebody. Maximize. And the game should normally be working again.
I'm
China
carrying
will
the
need
big
a
gun.
new supply source.
But again, you're locked with the Alt key. You press the Alt key, it's fixed. Let's say you want to minimize again. Minimizing again. Alright. The screen looks weird though, but that's because I'm recording this. And now I'm going to maximize again. And it's all okay again, guys. So my advice is, if you want to run the game in full screen and you'll be able to use both side to side with your mouse and top and bottom using your normal mouse navigation, then this is the way to go. Just run your desktop either in a lower resolution or a higher resolution than you are going to be playing your game. This concludes the first part of this tutorial.